Hey there, it's the One Boom, and today I thought we would do a ranty, tangent-style video, but shake it up by making it about something I like. The first Black Ops game. This game sits next to me on my setup at all times. It is a really important game to me, and you're about to hear all the reasons why I love it still today. I used to only be able to play this game at friends' houses, and up until the summer of 2012, in which I was able to own it. Later that year, I would also pick up an Xbox 360 of my own, and Modern Warfare 3. But this game holds a very near and dear spot to my heart, and if Mike Bonner is watching this video, I really enjoyed playing this game with you back in the day. I know maybe it seems like I just went over there to play it, but that's because I had never seen a game like this before, and it was really interesting to me, and I was young and I was a little shit. So anyway, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Let's just start. Before the first Black Ops game, I had only dabbled in Call of Duty here and there at friends' houses and on the PlayStation 2. Black Ops was the game that made me realize how stupid all of the free-to-play shooters I was playing before were. Combat Arms, Operation 7, AVA, Counter-Strike 1.6 that I totally didn't pirate. Shooting through walls, aiming down sights, being able to prone, dolphin diving, customizable loadouts with lots of things to customize, with camos, reticules, face paints, not to mention kill streaks, being rewarded for going on long streaks with actual things that can get you kills, and items that had interactable environments like opening doors, and mostly opening doors, but still, Black Ops to me is still something I consider to be ahead of its time in a lot of ways. It implemented theater mode, which I believe further hurt the horrible netcode. I mean, light character customization and interactable environments on the maps before any Call of Duty had done it. And Call of Duty really wouldn't do it again until Call of Duty Ghosts. Black Ops has been talked about to death, at least in the circle of YouTubers I watch. And in this video, I'm not going to be focusing on the campaign or the zombies, although I will say the campaign is one of the best first-person stories you can play through. It is amazing from start to finish. It is the pinnacle of what a campaign should be. Black Ops 2 topped it in some ways, but nothing compares to how gritty and real Black Ops 1 feels. And also over the top and crazy. It's a nice mix. And when talking about zombies, I will say I like Black Ops Zombies because it feels scary, it feels tense, it feels eerie, while also feeling like a lighthearted horde mode in some ways. I like zombies a lot more when it tries to be scary. It's why I'm not really a fan of Black Ops 3 zombies, or Infinite Warfare zombies, or Advanced Warfare zombies, and even some of the Black Ops 2 zombies maps, I don't know, they just weren't very scary. And I actually like it when Call of Duty embraces more of a horror theme for their zombies. So now that we're 2 minutes in and we've gotten all that out of the way, this game's multiplayer deserves more praise than it gets, and I'm going to list the reasons I like it. These might not be your reasons, and that's fine. You can be wrong. I'm okay with that. First thing I want to say is the maps in this game, although a lot of them are very drab in their appearance, are extremely fun to play on. Now, it's kind of hard for me for whatever reason to find a match, so if some of these matches are with bots instead of real people, I do apologize, but we'll get back to bots in a second. Either way, the reason I believe these maps are incredibly fun to play on is honestly because they're interesting. They have a lot of ins and outs, interesting flame crowds. I've said this a billion times on this channel. I do not need to go into this again, but I will for a second, because not everybody that's watching this video has seen all my other videos. When maps are complex, when maps have size, they allow you to adapt your play style to how you want to play in the moment. Some say that larger, more complicated maps facilitate camping, but I don't care. I would prefer a game where the majority of maps give me the option to camp if I want to. This makes the game more replayable. What if I want to do a more conservative play style? Something more campy, something more, hold one angle or camp in the back of the map or hold down a building. What if I want the game to allow me to do that? Because what if I'm in the Call of Duty mood, but not in the run and gun, super fast Twitch reaction mood? Well, a Call of Duty game with big interesting maps will allow me to do that. If playing a shooter means adapting to one style of play every time, it gets old really fast. I mean, Rainbow Six Siege shakes things up with operators and gadgets, and God bless it for it. I need variety in my matches. I don't want an entire shooter to be dominated by one playstyle. My biggest problem in Advanced Warfare Black Ops 3, and Infinite Warfare, a game that a lot of you guys, whether you agree or disagree with me, know that I like. But even though I like it, it still wore on me with the pacing. If I wanted to play Infinite Warfare, I knew that just about any map plays with the exact same pace and speed. If a game is always slow, it's hard for me to replay that. If a game is always fast, it's fatiguing for me to replay that. Black Ops 2 did it as well, but not to the same degree as Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and Infinite Warfare. The ranges were all about mid to close range, so engagements felt repetitive instead of interesting. Very rarely in those games did you have to deal with the threat of a distant sniper and no man's land. I can't think of a Call of Duty map, maybe aside from a couple of DLC maps, over the last 4 or 5 years that has had sniper vantage points and no man's land. I'm thinking of like maybe Yemen and Drone from Black Ops 2, Stonehaven and Siege from Call of Duty Ghosts. What I'm saying is when maps are diverse and complex and interesting and full of little ins and outs and little places you can hide and not hide and things you can interact with, I mean, that's variety. And variety in your maps means variety in your matches. Alright, so maybe there's some annoying camping spots in Black Ops 1 maps. That doesn't mean people are always gonna camp there. And at least they have the option. And it's not like you can't throw a grenade into a room or through a window. And it's not like someone sitting in a room has ever won their team a game. I'm sorry, I am not an amazing Call of Duty player, but come on. Slow players that want to sit in corners with claymores are easy targets. So that's a big thing I like about the first Black Ops game, and that's what really blew me away when I was younger and I played Black Ops 1, was just how different each map was. Some maps in Black Ops 1 are complex and huge. Well, huge for Call of Duty, huge for 6v6. But that means the pacing is in your hands. You can make a class that speeds around that map as fast as possible, and you can make a class that sits in a corner with an LMG and a claymore just as well. So whatever you're in the mood for, the game will allow it. Meaning you have combat variety, meaning the game is more fun to grind for a longer period of time. At least that's how it works with me, with Call of Duty Ghosts, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 to a certain extent, Modern Warfare 3 to a certain extent, and definitely Modern Warfare 2. Another thing I absolutely love about Black Ops 1 is how they dealt with snipers. I'm sorry if you like to quickscope, and I'm not gonna shit on you for being someone that enjoys aggressive sniper play. But call me old-fashioned, but I want my snipers to be long-range, more campy, more conservative weapons. I want my LMGs to be the same way. I would like my SMGs and shotguns to be great for getting up close to people, assault rifles to be versatile, a jack of all trades and an absolute master of none, and I like my pistols to work as good backups. There was something so satisfying about the sniping in Black Ops 1. It's so much fun, it's so fun to do, because it's not easy. I mean, it's easy compared to some games for sure, but for Call of Duty, these snipers are heavy and clunky and are not exactly the most intuitive thing to use, and it's definitely not intuitive to run around the map with it. If you ask me, thank fucking God. There are good aggressive snipers in the first Black Ops game, I'm sure of it, and I've met some of them. But compared to Black Ops 2, where you have just as large of a chance of getting nailed by a shotgun in close range as you do a bolt-action rifle, fuck that. I love the way that Black Ops 1 took snipers and slowed them down, made them clunkier, but of course very rewarding to get one-shot, one-kills. Call of Duty sniper rifles are hit-scan, one-shot, chest-up kills. They do not need to be any easier. And what was great is if a sniper had a beat on you, the game had so much flinch, and I will admit probably too much. I will admit that Black Ops 1 had too much flinch, but there was so much flinch that if a sniper had a beat on you, you weren't without hope. Here's the great balance. The assault rifles do not have incredible accuracy at long range. I'm not saying they're impossible to use or you can't map people with the commando. They weren't exactly the easy melt machines that Modern Warfare 2's assault rifles were. So here's where the balance is. If a sniper's a beat on you and you hit them with just 1 or 2 shots, they will flinch too much and most likely not be able to hit you. But if you're the sniper and you're getting hit, it's annoying that you're knocked off target, but the assault rifles aren't so good that they're going to melt you from one end of the map to the next. I'm not saying it's impossible, I'm saying it's not as likely. It's a little likely, but come on, it's less likely than other Call of Duty games that have way lower recoil, higher DPS assault rifles. I like the fact that in Black Ops 1, assault rifles kick more, they feel heavier, they feel more weighted. So you don't just feel like you can just sprint around the map with an AK-47 and do just as well in close range as someone with an MP5K. You can still do it, like I'm saying, like you can still do it, and it's not like impossible to map somebody with an AK or, use it as a close range weapon. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying that it doesn't feel as imbalanced as other Call of Duty games are. I mean, I love Black Ops 2, but I would rather have an assault rifle in that game than just about any other weapon. The snipers are great, the SMGs are great, the shotguns are great, and boom, the LMGs are great. Why would you just use... I don't know, because Black Ops 2 doesn't have that big of maps. Most ranges will allow me to get kills with an M27 or a Scar H just as well as a sniper rifle or an LMG or an SMG. The assault rifles handle really quickly, using dexterity and quick draw on an M27. I don't know, I don't feel outmatched at close range. I like that Black Ops 1 feels more balanced. Your pistols are a solid backup, your snipers are for long range, your LMGs are big and clunky. I mean, modern Call of Duty LMGs feel like assault rifles with more ammo and longer reloads. Something else that added to the absolute variety of this game is how many gadgets there are. You have your lethal, your tactical, and your gadget. If you wanted to run a suppressed assault rifle, a launcher, C4, a concussion grenade, and a frag grenade, go for it. Or use a camera spike, C4, tactical insertion, jammer, motion sensor, claymore. Obviously, Call of Duty now has absolutely outdone itself with customization. Maybe not so much with Modern Warfare Remastered and COD World War II, but that's fair. But with Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, Call of Duty Ghosts, and Black Ops 2, there's so much customization you can do. I totally get that, and I'm not going to dispute it. But Black Ops 1 did it way before. Black Ops 1 had COD points that you had to grind for in order to unlock the things you wanted to unlock. And grinding a Call of Duty game is much more satisfying when there's more variety in it and it's not trying to be the fastest game in the West, and it's actually letting you play around with combat variety. Guns having a nice niche, the class customization, interactable environments, complex maps with interesting layouts. Top that with the daily contract system and the ability to wager your COD points, this game was incredibly grindable. It's not fatiguing to play 10 matches in a row of Black Ops 1, because 10 matches of Black Ops 1 has more variety than 20 matches of Infinite Warfare, or Black Ops 3, or Advanced Warfare. Now maybe it's because I was younger, but when I got into Black Ops 1, I just wanted to play against bots. Probably because I wasn't very good, and that's fine, but I just wanted to play against bots. That's all I wanted to do. And I'm thinking that the interactable environments, the interesting maps, and the fact that every weapon category feels different than the weapon category next to it, I don't know, it encouraged me somehow to just sit and grind against bots alone in my room for hours upon hours. And maybe that's really what shaped my opinion on shooters today. It might be why I prefer more combat variety and customization, but I don't know. That's just the reasons I love Black Ops 1's multiplayer, and I really do. I think it's dated now, the netcode is really bad, some guns are imbalanced, and some people mod the shit out of the game on the Xbox 360, but despite all of its flaws, it's still one of the most special games in my library. I can overlook its clunkiness, I can overlook its connection and some imbalances, because it's older and I love the hell out of it. And I hope I see another Call of Duty with this level of variety again. It's not one thing that makes Black Ops multiplayer interesting, it's everything that makes it incredibly replayable and grindable. Anyway, my long personal tangent is over. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. What game would you like me to talk about next? I could talk about Battlefield 3, Call of Duty Ghosts, Halo Reach. What do you want me to talk about? Let me know down below. And what are your opinions on Black Ops 1? I'm interested to see what you guys think. And I was gonna do a more detailed retrospective, but I decided that's not really my flavor, work. So, you know, I'm just going to talk about how I feel. And I don't know, maybe you guys feel the same way, and maybe this wasn't entertaining at all and I suck. Either way, see you when I see you. Goodbye. Sit the fuck down.
Our spy plane's in the air.
You're shit and you should feel like shit.
Standing by. Time's almost up. Sleep on strike awaiting orders. They destroyed your equipment. Friendly napalm strike on the way.
Okay. How about we don't sit up in bedrooms with noob tubes and claymores? But we don't do that.